Oh boy, I could jam to this track all day long. Such a great piece. Hi guys, it's a new Tele day for me. Well, I got it a few weeks ago, but today is the first day I can actually enjoy it for longer than a few minutes. It's another guitar that I ordered from Witkowski Custom Guitars. The first one was the Strat. Sorry for the squeaky chair. This one here. And if you haven't seen the new Guitar Day with the Strat, there's a link in the description section. Great guitar. Anyway, I became a sucker for Teles quite recently. Really, I can't decide which type of guitar I like best. Sometimes it's a Les Paul, sometimes it's a Tele. And you know, I just need to have one of each, and by that I mean, you know, you can use a different timbre to build your guitars, and I have a few Teles which are made of ash or sugar pine. Sugar pine Teles sound wonderful in my opinion, but I've always wanted an older body Tele with a rosewood fingerboard. It's probably going to sound silly, but I really wanted to have a guitar which sounds similar to what Dan from That Pedal Show has. His is also older body and rosewood cap, I think. So again, I went to Guitar Center and a couple of other music stores, and I tried a couple of custom shop Teles, and I really didn't fall in love with any of them. So I thought I would just do the same thing as I did with the Strat. I put the spec together and I ordered my, you know, custom design guitar from Marek Witkowski. And this is just, this is the one I've been dreaming about. It's one piece older body. It's not light, but it's not heavy either. I would say it's, you know, like middleweight, 3.8 kilos, I think. It's finished in a lovely sonic blue nitro lacquer, which also has, you know, less plastifiers than you'd normally find on modern Tele, so it cracks easily and it basically ages pretty nice and pretty quickly. I was after a vintage Tele vibe, but I don't really like vintage frets, so this guitar is fretted with medium jumbo frets, and Marek Witkowski is really all about, well, maybe not all about looks, but he makes a lot of really fancy looking guitars. And I'm the opposite. I like my instruments plain and simple. I just want them to sound good and feel good. So I said, you know what, I don't really care if it's 5/8 flame maple or bird's eye or if there's any figure on it whatsoever. I want it to be stable, I want it to be plain. And I also wanted to get as close with the spec to Dan's guitar as I possibly could. So it's a thin rosewood slab. It's not cap, but it's thinner than slabs normally get. There were some technical issues getting it proper cap, so that's the compromise we got. Hardware is, you know, vintage Fender. I'm not really sure if it's Goto or Fender or Kluson tuners, but it's basically what you'd normally find on vintage style Teles and Strats as well. It's an American vintage Tele bridge and titanium saddles, because that's what Dan has in his guitar. And I think they really make a difference. The guitar gets more punchy, I think. but at the same time it doesn't lose clarity, because very often you have to choose between the punch and the mids and the clarity, and it's not a trade-off I was willing to make. And these titanium saddles, I think, made the guitar really stand out in the mix, and it's really kind of powerful. But at the same time, it's still clear, it's still open sounding. It has a wide variety of frequencies in it, if I may sound so bold. Anyway, yeah, you heard me playing the classic Chuck Berry piece in the intro. I have to apologize. Today is the first day I actually tried to play it. I think I killed my fingers, but it's a great piece. I have to spend more time practicing it because it's just such a joy to play. The pickups are made by Witkowski too. He makes his own pickups, and you can tweak them to your liking. You can tell him what you like in pickups and what you don't, and he will listen to you or not. You never know. These ones are like broadcaster style pickups, so the bridge pickup is slightly overwhelmed, but it doesn't really, it doesn't make the guitar sound muddy, which is something I'm always afraid of. The neck pickup sounds really clear. It's almost stratty sounding, rather than this woolly kind of dull Telecaster neck pickups you'd find on a lot of vintage Teles. The neck is nice and chunky. I like chunky necks, and has a softly profile. And the guitar sounds really good. I have a couple of Teles, more than I'm willing to tell you. I'm really a sucker for Teles these days, and I think it's one of the best. They're all different, by the way. They're all different. They all have their sweet spots. They all excel at different things. This one, I think it's a rock and roll machine. It's a rock and roll machine, but at the same time, if you add a bit of reverb and a bit of delay, it can sound fantastic, in like a clean context. There's a lot of sparkling highs in it, but there's a lot of low end in it as well. Anyway, I think I've talked enough. I'm just gonna plug it into Tube Amp, and I'm just give you a few samples. Raw, uncut. I'm probably gonna sound crap, but hopefully you can hear what the guitar sounds like. So here it goes. Okay, so I'm plugged into my Smallbox. One thing I noticed, this piece I played in the intro, there's a lot of like bend on bend vibrato and things like that. And it stayed in tune. I bended the strings like crazy. So yeah, that's another good thing about this guitar. So anyway, here's my neck pickup. Okay, this was channel 2, which is gainier and a little brighter than the Plexi channel. Let me try the Plexi channel real quick. What's better than a great sounding neck pickup through a Plexi style amp? Seriously, tone heaven for me. So see, Smallbox is a rather dark sounding amp, and what I really like about this guitar is it has this shimmer. Like, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but the high end is just so lovely, and at the same time it's not piercing. It doesn't hurt your ears. It's really musical. That was the middle position. Let's see the bridge. I have the presence knob set to like 3/4, so it's set pretty bright, although it's not really a bright amp. It's nice and percussive. I play this lick every time I want to check if a guitar sounds wide, because you know it has a lot of low end but a lot of high end at the same time in it, and this one just has the right balance. See, the low end is really clear, but it's really deep. Right now I have it tuned to standard E, but it really sounds best, in my opinion, if you tune it half step down. It just becomes really deep sounding, but at the same time it doesn't lose clarity. I'll try and demonstrate a little later. Okay, so I have it tuned half step down, and let me just play the same lick that I used to check, you know, how wide the guitar sounds. That's the neck pickup, like, see how clear it is, and let me just switch to the bridge pickup. The high D on the B string, it's to die for. Lovely. And you know what, if you hit hard, it's still powerful enough to put the amp in overdrive. I'm on a plexi channel, and it doesn't really have much gain. A lot of people think of Freeman as, you know, like designed for high gain. This amp is not high gain at all. It's more vintage sounding, and it's really dynamic. It really reacts to how hard you hit the strings. So if I hit the strings hard right now, it should really give me a lovely rock and roll crunch. So here it goes. That's a great rhythm sound. I had the treble rolled off just a little bit, and it's still clear.
I'm not sure what else I can say about this guitar, but hopefully you can hear it. It's a really versatile instrument. You can play rock and roll with it. You can probably even play hard rock with it. But if you want to get into like, you know, melancholic, shimmering, clear sound, clean sounds, it sounds fantastic. And it sits very good in the mix as well, which hopefully you could hear in the intro. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Yeah, keep rocking. See you next time.